And look at that. Lady D stabs us every time. I'm getting this timing down, ladies and gentlemen. What is up? We are back for another episode of Cogs in a Machine episode. Chocolate, it's episode 30.
Oh, whoa. Oh my God. It's older than you, isn't it?
It is older than me now.
We're like halfway between me and you.
We are officially halfway, officially at episode 30. You've been an amazing co-host, and I couldn't think of anybody to take on the big shoes that Trevor left, and you have been filling it beautifully. That's what she said. Sorry. It's
Humbly
already been a
accept.
day. It's already been a day. We're here to talk about kind of a niche topic. You guys, if you have strategy guides, let us know. And I have to change something that I just saw I left. But I'm the floor hugger. You know me from everywhere. Hopefully you know me from everywhere. If not, now you do. But you should know my sexy co-host, Chakalaka. Tell the people, just what you got going on right now.
I'm working on myself, losing weight and all that stuff. And you know what? I want to make a declaration like on my Twitter and on my Instagram, Chakalaka88, both, Chakalaka88 everywhere, that whenever I do officially hit my target weight and I get my six-pack abs in, I'm going to post thirst traps, like straight up. It's going to
Okay. I'm
happen.
down for it. The
No,
ladies are down
no,
for it.
no OnlyFans necessary.
Mm, no, just thirst trapping all the way. You gonna be trouble. I can see it already.
Yes, and I'm going to go on a cruise. So hey, if I lose enough weight by the summer hits, when I go on the cruise, beach pictures, like it's on. It's over, game over. Really,
Okay.
I can't blame anyone.
Stop being sexy because the rest of us can't compete.
Oh,
Like, you
thank you,
gotta make
Lazy
it
Bean.
fair. Make it fair for everybody. So,
Hmm.
we're gonna talk about printed guides. We can talk a bit about, because strategy guides encompass such a vast thing, because now that YouTube has been a thing for a very long time, there's, hold on, there's walkthroughs, and walkthroughs are a form of strategy guide, like the Rad Brad, MK Ice and Fire. There's a whole bunch of people that just do full game walkthroughs. We're not going to talk about those because they're different. We're going to talk about printed guides and the old school, putting them on the internet, um, and writing it all out kind of guides as well. So I have a collection. Chakalaka has a collection. We're gonna talk about them, talk about our favorite ones, talk about the death of Prima games because they were probably the best strategy guide maker out there, and where you guys can find strategy guides today because we still do need them. And if you're not a visual person like I am, that doesn't, oh my god, I'm dying over here, doesn't use walkthroughs. Um, what was I saying? I don't know where that thought was going.
If you don't use walkthroughs, then
You can video stuff.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I will say, like the when it comes to like guides, I think guides are actually probably better. Like
Hmm.
first off, they don't really spoil things in the same way because they're written around certain things. So with YouTube walkthroughs, you're gonna get it all.
Yep.
Um, you're not exactly sure what you want to find. If you're gonna get spoiled in a guide, you generally speaking, you can like flip through pages because most guides come with an index on the back, so you can like go through, find the page number you need, and get exactly what you need. And plus, I think it's faster to sift through things in pages, like flip through pages, faster
Oh
than you
yeah.
can scroll or tap or swipe or whatever.
Because especially, like you said, it's spoiler. So if you click the wrong part, you're watching something that you haven't gotten to yet, and that's frustrating beyond
Plus,
means.
plus when it comes to videos, like if you want a specific thing, a lot of times you're scrubbing through stuff, and scrubbing through stuff isn't really like all that good. It's especially if it's a longer video.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, but let me ask you this: like, on the topic of like game guide and stuff like that, like, do you think the internet ruined game guides, paper, or at least physical ones? I mean, obviously it killed it, but like,
Yes and no. Like, because me and you are a rare breed of, we truly enjoy collecting. So for those that like collecting, I'm gonna collect the physical all day. But when I am in a game, especially some of the retrospectives I've had to do, I do have to pull up an old guide. Something I had to. There's a game I was playing recently. I had to pull up a guide from like 2003 that somebody put on Neo Seeker or something years ago. So don't think it killed it, but I think, or I think it killed it, but I don't think. it hurted in the way we think because YouTube became a thing and we got the
Mm.
video
And
guides
you
instead.
and before YouTube, there was GameFAQs.
Mhm. Mm,
So yeah, people were like Wikipedia. It was basically like the Wikipedia of game guides, where you can like people were publishing full on guides that were like 1,000-page text or like a notepad that was infinitely scrolling and stuff like that. It
yep.
was ridiculous. I think
People
that
are
people took
crazy.
put a lot of time into making those things, and they were doing it for free. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous. Like whatever obscure game that you want to help play or whatever, help beat, go
There
to
is a guide.
GameFAQs and there's a guide. Yeah,
There is for
someone
sure a guide out there. And
someone did it.
somebody did it. I'm also going to show you guys Internet Archive is a great place to get the 360 GoldenEye ROM dump is on here. The Internet Archive is everything that's put on here is for free. You can download it. So they have like Contra, Earthbound strategy guides, tons of strategy guides that maybe you don't have or whatever. There's some like these older ones where they have copy protection on them, so they'll even scan in the copy protection, and you can, I think, download and you can download them, but I think you can print them as well if you really want to, go through the extra. But Internet Archive is not just for music, not just for movies. You can get anything on here.
Damn,
And
I didn't even know.
internet,
Okay.
there's, you can even play. I'm trying to think of like an arcade game, like Donkey Kong. You can play old school Donkey Kong, like the main Donkey Kong DOS. You can play it in here. So it starts up the the DOS box or MAME or whatever the game is, and you can play full on games in here,
Holy shit.
and it's all for
That
free.
is insane.
Yeah,
Huh.
I love I love Internet Archive, and there's regular Donkey Kong, old school Donkey Kong. Oh, I
Oh my god. Yeah,
immediately
you are
died.
moving. But
Yeah,
interesting. That's actually insane. But like, whoa, that's a good resource, especially with they look like high quality PDFs at that. So
yeah, let me click into this Earthbound one. I don't know what exactly it'll show us. I don't want to download
it
it.
looks
I
like you
just
have
want to
to.
look at it. Yeah,
Yeah, it
so
looks
you
like you have to
can
download it. But
download
I
it in
will.
so many ways.
I already sent you. Like, you could just scroll up on our Discord chat, but I sent you the official Nintendo one too. So
Yeah.
like,
So,
Nintendo on Nintendo's website, it is literally there, specifically made by Nintendo. Uh,
yeah.
so
In this
I
one,
actually
this
have.
is a whole guide, and there's all of these. There's 700 titles in here. All of
Oh
these are
my god!
games in there.
Holy shit! Yeah,
Earthbound, Final Fantasy, all of them.
I have Earthbound, but I didn't bring it to my show and tell today because I just forgot. So
I mean,
my
you have
bad.
time
But
to get up.
it's it's literally right here. We can literally scroll to the digital pages and stuff like on screen. It's
Yeah.
um
Uh,
plus I'd have to get my white gloves out and like
it's
start
true.
like
That's true.
getting what do you got, tweezers to turn the page.
Oh my! If you bust out tweezers, I'm done. We're ending it right now.
uh
I'm gonna walk out this door off this screen and shut this whole thing down. Oh my god, you cannot. Don't forget to share, like, tweet out this podcast. Tell your friends to come. Your grandma probably has a strategy guide somewhere, thinking it was another book. Uh, so let's start with a couple of our favorites. Strategy guides. Chakalaka, do you have anything that is not Earthbound?
Well, I only have like three franchises like that are represented. I got Pokemon, I got Smash, and I got, I guess, Zelda.
Oh,
I don't
show
know,
us. I've
Zelda,
never seen
Zelda
someone.
Mario's. I mean, actually, I don't really have much of in the way of Zelda and Mario as part of strategy guides. They tend to be art books, but uh, I guess
Art
I'll start off with
books.
Pokemon.
I love art books. Oh my god, I love art books. That's another
Let's
thing we'll
start
do
off.
eventually.
Let's start off with Pokemon here. So I'll go ahead and here we go. This is Heart Gold and Soul Silver. It is like, it's called a Pokedex. We call them Pokedexes because they basically are like they give you like the entries of like the Pokemon, like where to
Mm-hmm.
find them, what moves they learn at what level, what are their abilities. Yeah, it has everything that you can. You can think where to catch them, how to obtain them, of course, like as far as like trading. It's got their actual Pokedex entries and stuff like that and you can actually see that each version has its own different entry. They're not the exact same. I thought they would be copy and paste, like of the exact same like factoid, but they
Hmm.
have two different factoids.
Oh,
And
that's
I
cool.
think oh yeah, they change factoids every time the generation happens. So like they're not the same as generation 3 or whatever.
Yeah.
So we have that. I have like obviously we have like where the Pokemon are on what page, like an index. I
Hmm.
have, let's see, one of my favorite things, my very go-to things was a matchup chart, which is
Oh
definitely
my
something
god.
that you need to know, like, what beats what, what's resistant to what and everything
Hmm.
is especially when this was my first guide that I bought coming back to Pokemon because I had like left Pokemon from the Game Boy, and so like there was a lot
Yeah.
more that I didn't know about. Let's see. Let me see what else here. Then there was the natures. So this is very important here. So with natures,
Hmm.
Pokemon can have like personality types, and the personality types affects their stats.
Oh my god, I didn't know that. I haven't played Pokemon in
So,
so long though.
so a Pokemon like can be bold, which increases their attack but lowers their defense. Um, let's see here. A
What is this,
gentle
a dating
nature
sim?
A gentle nature increases their defense but weakens their special defense. Um, yeah, there's different like kind of natures. There's natures that don't do anything, such as serious nature doesn't do anything. Um, so yeah, the characteristics are important because what you can do is you can essentially maximize a Pokemon's like strengths. So let me give you an example here. I just flipped to this random ass page here. See, this is a
Yeah.
Steelix. A Steelix, you see, these are the stats right here. And right there, that one stat that has all the bubbles, like right here,
Hmm.
is the defense stat. So what
Oh
you
my
can
god.
do is pair a nature that
Hmm.
increases their defense to maximize the amount of defense that you can get out of it. And you can sacrifice a stat that he's already weakened. So he's already weakened speed anyways. He's not going to be the fastest Pokemon. So Steelix just sacrifice speed and up the defense to make it even more gain, like to make it more competitive for your roster.
Oh shit. Okay. Hold on. Hopefully this doesn't. Ah, no. Give me a sec, y'all. I hate. Let me throw it back. Maybe, hopefully. The camera keeps freezing, y'all. I don't know. I had Discord, chilling, and now it just wants to be a dick. It's probably because I call it a dick. It's probably because I call it a dick. But yes, keep going.
Yeah, so basically when it comes to Pokemon, like competitive Pokemon is very serious. It's all about building like the best team, maximizing the stats of your Pokemon to like the greatest it can be.
Hmm.
So yeah, this guide has basically everything that you need to know about how to where to catch Pokemon, and how to like maximize their strategies. You can see every attack they can possibly learn. Some attacks can't be learned so naturally through leveling up, so you got to teach them like through TMs, or
Hmm.
there's this thing where you can breed. There's breeding in Pokemon, like Um,
Hmm. Okay.
so for instance,
There's a joke in there.
there's egg groups. So there's these things called egg groups, and it tells you what Pokemon belongs to what egg group.
Mm-hmm.
And so what happens is some Pokemon can only learn a move through breeding, which means that the parent Pokemon passes the move on to another Pokemon. So like
No.
how do I let me explain something. Let me see. Okay. So there's like Mr. Mime
Mm-hmm.
belongs to the humanoid Pokemon egg
Mm-hmm.
group. And I'm trying to think of another one that off the top of my head that belongs to the humanoid egg group, but um let's go with Jinx. I'm just making that up, okay?
Toss
Because
it
I
up.
don't know
Yeah.
that. Just so Jinx can't learn a certain move, right? Naturally through TMs or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But if you were to breed a Pokemon where the Jinx is like the dad, or sorry, Mr. Mime is like the father,
Mm-hmm.
and and then out comes a Jinx because the mom Pokemon is the species. So if a Mr. Mime and a Jinx breed, the egg that's gonna come out is a Jinx,
Okay.
and if the move will their moves will carry over from the father, and will be hatched with the moves known by the offspring,
That's
and you
so
can
confusing.
basically like sort of formulate how to pass moves on to the next generation, so you can build your team that way.
That's so complex. Oh my god.
Especially when it comes to TMs in Gen 4, TMs were not infinite. They were one-time use only. So if you have a good TM like Earthquake or whatever, and you need to make sure that every Pokemon that you know can pass it along, because you only get to teach it one time, you have to be very careful. So it's like that next level of like thought has to be put into this kind of stuff.
That's too much. That's too much work.
I
I would need a
know.
strategy guide too. Oh my
But
god.
yeah, like they all do this. This is a Pokedex, by the way, which means
Mhm.
that this is like the post game stuff. Is what they did is those bastards, they actually broke these books into two to make more money that way.
Of course they did. Oh, what makes to you a good strategy guide?
Hmm. Well, let's see. This one's is harder, especially in the Pokemon sense. I guess obviously strategy is always teaching you guys like what's what. I guess
Hmm.
because like there's walkthroughs and
Hmm.
then there's strategy guides, right? They're not the same thing.
No.
So like that's what I was trying to tell you about how they broke it up into two here. So like let me uh let me give you an example. This in my book should be one book. So there's the
Ugh.
walkthrough of the campaign, and then there's the Pokedex, which is the post game stuff and the strategies.
I mean,
You s-
smart on them to make money, but like, damn, it's some Fire
yeah,
Emblem shit all over again.
they could have just printed one book where it's like the
Yeah,
first half of the book is the walkthrough, and the second half of it is the post game stuff.
they could have.
Uh,
They said
I
no.
don't know why. I don't know why they didn't do that here, but for some odd reason, this book is really thick. Like,
That's a thick
thicker.
boy. God damn.
Yeah. So this is Gen 4. I guess the platinum version.
Hmm.
I don't know if it's a walkthrough and a Pokedex or it's just the Pokedex, but no, it's a walkthrough and Pokedex. I take that back. I'm just watching. I'm like flipping through it. So yeah, I'm guessing because this is like it was Diamond and Pearl
Uh huh.
and then Platinum basically. So they're like, screw it, let's just put it all in one.
We're
Uh,
not doing this shit again.
But yeah, so Pokemon, when it comes to this was Gen 5, this is the last time I bought the books
Hmm.
because by the time they started making the sequels like Black 2 and White 2, I had transitioned to the internet. Like I knew that
Yeah.
the internet exists and Pokedexes do exist.
Hmm.
There's Bulbapedia and Cerebi,
Hmm.
um, and a bunch of others that
Hmm.
have the exact same factoids, like everything from like the stats and everything. And I just realized, like, yeah, I'm not gonna pay. What was this? By the way, I still have the price tag on here. I'm not gonna pay $20 for. By the way, it's like I
Yeah.
still have the original like GameStop thing.
Wow. Jesus.
And
No, I
then
don't blame
I
you.
hate I hate this because like when I try to take it off, it
Yep.
like it's ruins it. So now I can't take it
Uh,
off.
hair dryer and hold it on there on hot on warm and hold it on there and it'll lift the glue up and you can peel it off nicely.
Yeah, yeah. And I'll get around to it if I ever like decide to like put some effort into it. But but yeah,
Well,
like
now that they're
that's
out, you're looking at them.
I know, right?
You might as well.
Um, I don't know what else to say about that. That's pretty much Pokemon in a nutshell. There's always a rabbit hole when it comes to Pokemon. There are
Mm-hmm.
people that do different styles of competitive Pokemon. Um, there's like the most ideal way is to do two things. There's you can breed Pokemon to be like naturally gifted, or you can train a Pokemon to be trained, like raise them to be good.
Mm-hmm.
So ideally, you want to do both. You want to give like genetic predispositions to badassery, and then
Mm-hmm.
train them to be a badass. But most people just choose one or the other because both take time.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure if you're a world champion, you probably do both. So who knows?
Honestly, yeah. And you probably know how to do both sneakily in front of everybody.
I never got into Pokemon, competitive Pokemon. I actually only just played the campaigns and then mostly gave up on the post game. Like every time I ever like did like wireless or multiplayer battles with an actual person, I would
Mhm.
always lose. I never won. so,
But you're a winner in
and
our hearts. That's all that
yeah,
matters.
but what's kind of funny is I
Mm.
actually hacked Pokemon. I just cheated, and I know, right? I'm sorry. I
It's,
cheated, and I never entered a competition, by the way, mind you. Like I
I
like
don't care.
created.
Single player
I
game. Cheat all you want.
Yeah, but when you're cheating and you're battling against other real people, you know.
That's the
Um,
difference. Yeah, I
yeah,
don't like
so
that.
I made an impossibly like perfect roster that doesn't pass checks because there's on when you do online,
Hmm.
whenever you want to trade a Pokemon, it checks like thresholds to see if it's legit, and if
Hmm.
it doesn't meet those thresholds, then it'll tell you this Pokemon is untradeable.
Oh, wow.
And so I made a couple of Pokemon that were above the thresholds. Remember I told you the stats, like here's how they like
Yeah.
this is how far they go in this stat or whatever. Well, I basically made them like impossibly like overstated on everything. And even when I did that and I gave them the best moves, um I still lost against other people. I'm
Well,
just not a
damn.
good I'm just not a good trainer, I'll tell you that much. But it was still funny. I was like, okay, well that's fair. Um, I I even did this like impossible. Remember I told you about like these abilities.
Hmm.
I did this thing where like I gave Pokemon abilities that they're not able to know naturally. That's impossible for them to learn, and that's like
Hmm.
the most cheating ass ones. So like there's one ability that's called Wonder Guard, and
Hmm.
basically it means that if a move is not super effective, you cannot be hit by you. So at all. Like it won't touch you. So like let's just
Oh
say
my god.
I'm normal damage is fire. It's not
Mhm.
super effective against me. It's just normal damage. Then Wonder Guard means that that fire move will not hit me at all. It'll miss.
I beat
And
your
s-
ass.
and
Oh my
so
god.
I taught a Pokemon Wonder Guard. I'm sorry. Yeah, I taught a Pokemon. I made a Pokemon no Wonder Guard who has no weaknesses. And I still lost.
That's
And I
what you
still
deserve. That's what you deserve, sir.
So they killed me with like stat killer moves and stuff like that. Like don't directly attack you. And I'm like, damn, like that's insane. But anyways,
That's what
yeah,
you
I guess
deserve.
that's really all enough about Pokemon. But basically, just know that there's a lot to go on, and I used the book to like
Hmm.
see where the limits are, and I broke past the limits and still hit a wall. So
You did bring up a good point that a walkthrough and a strategy guide are different because a strategy guide is 100. If you're 100%ing the game, you're going to get a strategy guide. A walkthrough is just walking through the game as you would play it, blind playthrough. W- Do you think that strategy guides need to come back?
well, like I said, the internet ruins everything, and honestly,
Yeah.
um, they're too much of a niche at this point. I think we're like a dinosaur. Even like me as a collector, I don't have that many strategy guides, if any at all. So like, I think that they're not even profitable to the point where they can be considered like a boutique item and stuff like that. The only way that you can bring them back is if they're made to order. You know, like where
Yeah.
they're not just maybe you have to have a specific website, like a specific Prima Guide website where you will make as many as that are ordered instead of like making stuff in volume and shipping it out to stores and putting them on store shelves to not be bought. That's
I think that would
we
actually
were
be a good idea.
we were seeing a lot of situations where like these strategy guides, like if even in these Pokemon ones, if you wait long enough, they'll be on the clearance shelf for a
Hmm.
dollar.
Hmm. I have a I'll pull it up right now. So it's I have it. It's not a strategy guide, but it's the 20 Years of Tomb Raider book. Um, and thank God for my friend Lucas. He works at GameStop, and it's documenting the entire history of Tomb Raider from like the things we're doing. In I actually referenced it with the Tomb Raider stuff we're doing. It has everything, little secret hidden things, and it didn't sell at the EB Games, which is our GameStop, and they were going to destroy it because that's what they do to the books and stuff. And
Oh no.
he's like, I got this for you because I know you love anything Tomb Raider. He keeps it for me. I was like, okay, how much? He's like, it's free. We're gonna destroy it. It's a $60 book, but we couldn't keep it. Nobody was buying them. I don't mind them destroying
Wow.
Madden guides. Why do you need a Madden guide? Why does that come out every year? Why does that come out every year?
um,
So I got to show you my most useless guide, which I don't know. I think I don't know why I bought this. I think I was going through something at the time, but it's the Black Ops 2 strategy guide. Yeah, it's a hardcover. You know, all the maps, zombies stuff. Don't know why I bought it. I bought
I
the
don't.
collector's
Those
editions.
pages. Those pages are too crispy. I can tell you never opened that book.
Never. I've never opened this in my life. I have. I've had it since Black Ops 2, and I've never opened it.
Yeah, like I can tell. Like that's the worst part is when you have like a book and like I don't
Yeah.
know, but like I hate splitting the spine. Like
Oh,
I like how like it stretches it
the
out when you open
crack.
it. Yeah,
Yep.
that crack, and then you don't, and you close it, and you can see that gap. It's not as
Mm-hmm.
airtight anymore. Oh my God. It's like I don't know, a pet peeve where like I want my books to look virgin, but at the same time, like when they do, then they're not being properly used.
No.
Like
And why Black Ops 2? Why? Let me. I gotta see how much Black Ops 2 strategy guide. It's probably dirt cheap.
oh, hardcover. There we go.
Strategy guide.
There we go.
Let's go to eBay.
eBay it
Oh,
is.
that was Amazon.
Oh,
34.
15 bucks.
Let's go.
$8. Oh my, wait, no, no, $31.
31.
There we go.
Bad. That's not
Okay,
bad
hard
actually.
$15 plus $13 shipping. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I guess it retained its value enough. I
Yeah.
guess I guess it's because it's hardcover, I would say. I think most of the value is the fact that it's not paperback because paperback really
Yes.
does get the short end of the stick when it comes to these things.
That is true. And then this I actually still have the this is not a Prima guide. This is a Brady Games guide for LA
Ooh,
Noir cuz
I didn't even know
that
that there was something else other than Prima.
oh there's like 3 or 4. This is probably the guide I've used the most to go through all the cases cuz you can totally miss something in LA Noir. And I've referenced this several times, especially with the Black Dahlia murders, and it goes through every little thing, every thing you should know, every street to turn, the patrol cases, the whole story. This is probably the most valuable, and I even have some other. Oh, I have Saints Row's cheat codes in here. Oh, look at that. Probably most guide I've used the most out of everything because LA Noir is such a good game, but it is so hard to read the faces sometimes, and I always messed it up.
You
Always
gotta
messed
you gotta you gotta remove the sticker. Come on. Like you tell me about the blow dryer thing, you gotta do it too.
I will. Let's see. This is 1983. So $20 for you guys is $5.
Mm.
This covers the Xbox 360 and PS3 uh version
Let's
of
be
the
real
game.
here. It's still relevant to the PS4 and the Nintendo Switch versions.
Yeah. Eleanor is such a hard game, man. Uh, show because if anybody hasn't played LA Noir, I don't know. We're gonna talk about it when we do.
A Rockstar episode.
Yeah,
Mm.
because it's probably one of their most Ironically, they're most controversial games compared to the GTA series.
Here, I'll send you a video that you can play in the background. It's
Yeah.
a it's from a very well regarded YouTuber called named Metal Jesus Rocks. He is one of like the best collectors out there, like in the business. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so he did an episode about strategy guides, and he showed off his personal collection of guides. And in the video, they're very first off, his camera is really good, number one, but
Yeah.
also like uh in the video he's got b-roll of him flipping through pages of like, and by the way, god damn, they are like a really good condition, by the way. Like, I fucking hate him right now because of how just damn.
They're really good condition. I mean, that's the thing.
Look at that
You
1 cent new. Like,
one
did you see that? Did you go back a couple seconds? Oh my god. uh
oh wrong fucking
there we go, right there. That
wow,
is an
I've never heard of that
RPG.
game.
That is an RPG.
That's XC
uh,
game. Oh my
by
god.
By the way, RPGs probably like the most biggest genre that benefits from strategy guides. Like,
Mm-hmm.
hands down,
Mm-hmm.
hands down. So
Well, I just love strategy guides and collecting them and talking about them, and because they are very niche. I told somebody today that we would be talking about this topic. And like, wow, strategy guides. I forgot those were a thing. Oh, Suikoden. That one's a little rough.
yeah, Suikoden 2 is very expensive as hell. But actually, no, wait, it is physically right,
Hmm.
but it's still on the PSN still, which means that it's still listed, which I think is like $10 for the the
Yeah,
what is it called, the PS Classic or whatever version.
think so. Uh, while we're watching this, I can go through some more I have, unless you want to go through another one, Chocolate.
I'll show off one here. I'll show off an art book here.
Ooh, don't make me pull out my art books because that's a whole different topic.
Well, honestly, I have to use art books to pad it out because I don't have much strategy guides. See here. So this was the very first ever book that I bought, like
I
video
wanted
game
to
book.
buy that one. Shit.
Yeah, called Hyrule Historia, and this was the released in like 2010 or 2011, somewhere in there.
Hmm.
I think it was 2011 because it was released alongside Skyward Sword. Uh,
I was in high
and at
school.
the Yeah, and as a matter of fact, this was the official Nintendo's first time ever like telling us the official timeline. Like, because timeline the Zelda timeline has always been a thing of like debate,
Mystery. Oh yeah.
mystery, and like conjecture. So we didn't really have an official like timeline ever like given by Nintendo, especially because early on the games were just made without a story, without any like continuity between them.
Hmm.
So they just sort of like, retconned a timeline into existence after the fact, which I think most people were satisfied with their answer.
Yeah.
Or how about, what do you think? Were you Here we go. All right, here we go. I finally found the page here. So this is the timeline here. So it's got like Skyward Sword is like in the beginning at the very top, and then
Oh.
so it says Skyward
Hmm.
Sword, and then Ocarina of Time happens, and it splits the timeline into three.
Oh,
So that's
that's too
why.
much. Too much.
Oh, you did not know about the timeline?
No, I'm one of the only game I've played, Zelda game I played from start to finish, has been Link to the Past.
A Link to the Past. Okay, it falls into the NES Super Nintendo timeline. Okay, so what they did was they did this thing where Ocarina of Time splits the timeline into three, because in Ocarina of Time you time travel.
Hmm.
So basically, time travel hijinks ensued where it creates a split in the timeline.
Oh, kind of like
Uh,
Loki, where there's the different time branches and the variants.
yes,
Okay.
yes, exactly. So what happens is, two of them are like outwardly stated by
Hmm.
the ending of the game. If you think about it, the third one has nothing to do with anything. It's basically like a timeline that really shouldn't exist, because what they're saying is at some point towards the end of your campaign, you canonically lose and die in the final battle, and then a third splintering timeline gets created. And so you have like the NES Zeldas, Super Nintendo and Game Boy Zeldas, the ones that don't the ones that don't have like where the games were designed in one-offs and not
Mhm.
designed with canonical stuff in mind. They just threw them all in there. It's called the Downfall timeline. They just threw them all there.
Oh
Um,
Jesus.
so basically, like, and it sort of jives because like the beginning of A Link to the Past, which is for the Super Nintendo, the
Mhm.
beginning of A Link to the Past has like this thing, this opening text of like a war and stuff like that, and it
Mhm.
makes sense in the context where like if Ocarina happened and you lose, then that war would ensue, and then that's how you like,
It was all a
and then that's
dream.
but yeah, so there's that. The timeline thing has gotten even more complicated since with more releases.
I
We got
It's too much.
an opening proverb like letter from Miyamoto and stuff like
That's
that.
freaking cool, man.
And then this is his signature, by the way. I guess he drew Link and stuff.
Oh wow.
We got that, and it's at the time it's Zelda's 25th anniversary. Now it's been 10 years later, or at least
Yeah.
more than 10 years later, so it's 35th anniversary. But basically, like you can just flip through and see like a lot of like concept arts. So a lot of the newer games had more like concept arts to like show.
Yeah.
So there wasn't a lot of balance between like the new games and the old games because like
Yeah, the old
the
games
newer
don't get so
games,
much.
yeah. Then the newer games, you had a lot of like high res material and stuff like
Mhm.
that. And then like the older games, you just kind of had like mostly like hand drawn chicken scratch.
Yeah.
So
Like
um
when we were watching that Nintendo Direct and they showed the one you showed me where they just laid out how they drew Mario and
oh
how they
yeah.
made Mario.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, look at this. The character designs. Look at that.
Oh.
It's got
Oh
every link
wow. Look at them. They're so
from like
cute.
that's the NES links, Super Nintendo link right there. So
Where's the
yeah,
Philips
we have
CDI one?
yeah, the Philips CDI is not in the timeline.
I was about to say that cannot be canonical because those were hot messes.
But yeah, I'm just looking through and I'm just seeing, you can see like just concept art and stuff like that. Like most of this is just an art book. Um there really isn't a whole lot going on as far as like strategy guides, but I will say there is something very interesting because a lot of the older games that don't have uh, a story per se in the sense that contextualizing everything in relation to the other games. So what
Hmm.
they did is they added like little verb proverbs, or not proverbs. They added like little descriptions and summaries of like the general plot line of the games.
Hmm.
Um, and these were like, since this was official like Nintendo whatever published thing, then these are like the first time it's we can reference that this is because of this. Like we can cite our sources. So this
Yeah,
was treated as a source when it comes to certain things that happened in some of the older games that weren't explicitly known.
that's great. Tim, what's up? Hustle says the last strategy guide I bought was Rise of Tomb Raider. Even I haven't bought that, but I am trying to get one. And Fame, what's up, Fame? A good strategy guide to me should have a mix of concept art, your full walkthrough, which is 100% walkthrough, and a little bit of story on how things go. Because to buy an art book, when a lot of these ones that I have were printed, art books weren't a huge thing. Now art books are popping and worth. If you can collect an art book, they are worth so much money, and they some of them are so expensive. I'll show you my most expensive book before we wrap this up, but art books are where it's at. Strategy guides will come back in value. Yes, we have the internet, but I like a hardcover. The
Yep.
last strategy guide I bought recently was the Mass Effect 2 one. I know this game back, forwards, and front, but I
Yeah,
mean
let's be
it's
real. You
Mass
don't need
Effect 2.
it.
I don't. Actually, there were some things I did learn. Some of the maps where like secret things are hidden. Yeah, but Mass Effect 2. I think I've played it every single way. I've played the way that, Shepard dies. And for those that don't know, Shepard does die if you don't do all your companion missions. Um, I've played it where you lose some companion members. I played it where you save everybody. Yeah, I
Oh,
love
hustle.
I love strategy guides. Rick Crema. This is
Nah.
actually a thick one that I've never opened because it is the
Oh yeah.
PS3 version of Diablo 3.
Mm.
So I saw it, I thought it would be the PC version, but completely PS3. Um, but it still has some good things for Diablo. I don't play much single player Diablo or much Diablo 3 anymore aside from doing seasonal stuff, and that's been a while, but if you want to get into Diablo, even though this is PS3 version, this is the book to have it. And she's a thick one, boys. She's thick.
I'm surprised these guides need to be differentiated by platforms. Like, wonder why the PS3 version had like something had its own book.
Because the PS3 version came way later after the PC version.
Hmm.
Um, it came 3-4 years after the PC version, I think. And there was things like it didn't have a market at first. Actually, they took the market out because people were abusing the market as always.
Hmm. Fair
Can't have
enough.
nice things.
Oh
Like
man, shout out to these old strategy guides that are printed in black and white, where there's no
ooh, no one lives
budget.
forever. Yeah, that's another thing. Let the stuff be printed. So these three are gonna get grouped together. Assassin's Creed 3 full hardcover strategy guide. Assassin's Creed 3, if most of you guys know, was not my favorite game of the series. I've come to appreciate it and appreciate Connor, but this one is really good, especially it shows like how to do the escort missions and how to sneak around places. Because that was still when you had to do the escort missions and the tailing missions. Uh Assassin's Creed Revelations, again, not my favorite game of the series, but it's not hardcover. 100% completion. And what is this paper I have in here? The feather locations from Assassin's Creed 2. We're not going to talk about that. And then the last one in the Assassin's Creed franchise is Assassin's Creed Syndicate. I didn't realize I had 3 Assassin's Creed guys, but same things. Shows all the maps. Actually, there's a full-on map in here from Assassin's Creed Syndicate.
Ooh,
I collect maps too. I think I still have all my GTA maps
I think
because
Red
it
Dead
comes
Redemption
with the
2 came with the
poster.
map.
Oh, let's not talk about the Red Dead. Remember you showed me the collector's edition? I immediately got mad. Oh yeah, the Evie and Jacob poster. I like to collect maps of games. Sometimes I do pin them up on my wall. Assassin's Creed, and then
Nice.
the last guide I have before I show you the before we move on is the Tomb Raider. It's the limited edition, the reboot one. So this one is half art book, half strategy guide as well. Which, you know, it is what it is. The game doesn't. I mean, technically it needs it, but not really. But I was just so head over heels for Lara, and this came with a necklace and all that I still haven't taken out of the box, and I refuse to take out of the box.
By the way, what a boss ass cover.
Right?
Yeah.
I love Tomb Raider. I can't wait till we get into the rest of them. So next week, guys, is the next part of the Nintendo Directs. Dawn of Souls. I don't think I've ever played that one. Oh, those are the Game Boy Advance ones. And after that, more Tomb Raider. Ooh, that is a yellowed guide. That thing is seen. Ooh,
Oh my
Final Fantasy
god.
9, that's
Seven,
Fame's
seven, eight,
favorite.
and nine. Oh, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Oh my
Mm-hmm.
god. Oh,
10
10
2.
too. Good day. Oh my
Yep.
god.
If he
Uh,
drops 11,
oh.
okay, 12.
It just keeps going.
We got some. Oh, I was like, if he drops 13 and drops all 3 of the 13 games, I'm gonna go bow to this man's feet. Dragon Age, yes. Dragon Age Origins, Dragon Age 2.
Oh my god. Like, just damn.
I simp for a good strategy guide because like this, they should be a half art book, half
Mm,
all that. What's up,
yeah.
Dragon? What's
Drag.
up, Yobi?
I
How you
like.
doing?
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dragon. You refer to us as king and queen. I
Yeah,
appreciate that.
King and Queen of Level 1. Do you
well, let's just
guys?
anoint ourselves as like the prom king and queen of a level one gaming.
You know it. I'm down for it. What's your guys? Do you guys have any strategy guides? Yobi, Fame, Hustle, Hustle. I know you got I want to get the Uncharted collection too.
Yeah. Also wants that Uncharted 3 special edition strategy guide. Whoa. By the way, holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Well,
That's insane.
see, those are the compendiums, which is all three games. So I can see why they're so expensive because you have to be a fan of those games to get them.
Oh my god. All right. I'll go ahead and move on to the obvious franchise that is me. Like when you think of Lewis, you just know what game to think about.
I think of Animal Crossing. By the way, I did while we were I was pulling up sites and stuff for this. There is an Animal Crossing walkthrough or strategy guide, which I can understand because how do you do, especially the first Animal Crossing? How do you do a lot of that stuff? That came out 2001, I think, somewhere along that.
Yeah, '01, yes.
That was
Oh
so
no, wait.
I
Was it '01? It had to have been '02, I think, because the GameCube came out in November of 2001, unless it was like a launch title, which I don't know if it was. Um,
yeah.
I don't think it was, so it had to have come out the following year. But Japan did get to see Animal Crossing on the Nintendo 64, so there's that. Which,
There we go.
for for those uninitiated, Animal Crossing for the GameCube is basically a port, an up-res port of the first Animal Crossing for the N64.
Ain't that mind blowing when you really think about it?
Yeah, it was gonna come to the West, but because it was so late into the generation, like so late for the N64, localizing it would have just taken a long time, translating and all that stuff, so that it just they were like, screw it, we'll just wait for the next one.
And
So
they probably didn't think Animal Crossing would turn into the monster that it is.
nope. As a matter of fact, they were working on localizing it, and you hear like interviews and stuff like that, that the people that were in the office working on the
Hmm.
translations were addicted to that game. And so they got to
It's
play it on the Nintendo 64 here in the West, but never got released.
once I get
Like,
that Switch from
oh, like,
you guys aren't gonna see me. Like it's already hard to see me because I'm playing GTA RP all the time. But if I'm starting to play Animal Crossing, I'm gonna start missing shows. Cogs, what happened to it? Don't know it no more. I'm playing Animal Crossing.
there we go. All right. So obviously, like as I was alluding to, Smash Brothers is my franchise of choice. So I have every single Smash Brothers strategy guide. They're all the official Prima guides. So what I find very interesting about these guides, by the way, is each guide in the sequel like gets thicker and heavier than the next, but like
Nice and thick.
they're so crude. They're so crude. Look at this. Like these look like they were just pictures that were taken off a television screen. Like
Pretty
they are
much.
like not they are not like freaking like they're not like high res photos of
Yeah.
like these screenshots. So they did a really good job of holding the camera up to the TV screen and taking a picture and stuff like that because they are just so like blurry and some of them are a little out of focus. Like it is hard to see it come through, but they are just
You know
ah.
why? Because when they took it from the TV, the moire pattern probably messed with the printing. And I mean, at least it's a shiny. The shiny pages are shiny, which is not cheap. I think. So I went to
Yes.
school for printing and advertisement and all that. And one high gloss page, because there's the things you can do with some of the printing. Like you can have a page that feels fuzzy but doesn't look fuzzy. So there's tons of things you could do. One high gloss page, I think, was between $2 to $5 depending on the content, and that's one page, back to front.
Ooh.
It's not cheap to do high gloss. It's not cheap to do a lot of printing once you get down to it. But if you go in bulk, it gets cheaper.
Mm.
Flamethrough,
So
you still have your Prince of Persia guide somewhere? You mean the Prince of Persia that they're trying to reboot that looked like a PS2 game?
for those that don't know,
Mhm.
but like all of the moves in Smash Brothers have a canonical name. So
No
if you
way.
were to look at the strategy guide, it tells you like the names of the moves. So like the jab for Pikachu is called
Hmm.
headbutt. You know, like
Okay,
it's like the
makes
move
sense.
from Pokemon. Like some of them don't always make sense. So like Pikachu's forward air, you know, where he does like the spin thing with the
Hmm.
electricity, is called Torpedo.
Okay.
Does not even that's not a move in Pokemon.
No.
Generally speaking, they tended to stay canonical and give them real canonical names.
Yeah.
But sometimes they just made shit up. So that's that's kind of what happens. Like Pikachu's forward tilt is called shock therapy. Not a
Okay.
thing. Not a thing at all. What else? Let's see here. Obviously, up air is tail attack. That I mean, whatever. Up tilt is tail whip, which is a real move in Pokemon. But there you go. So yeah,
Hmm.
just some things that like you can see is like it tells you like the moves. Obviously, it shows you like how to do the moves,
Hmm.
and they did one for every single character. They give like little like descriptions of their characters. Like for instance, I got Fox here. Uh, you know, right here it says you like a little paragraph about like Fox and how he plays, like things like that.
Hmm.
Every character has one. Pretty much every character has like 2 or 3 pages dedicated to them. What else? It and this one's a bit of a I don't know. This one's like when it comes to the Smash Brothers ones, it basically walks you through every single game mode and like from like the single player mode, like multiplayer, like how to who's good or who's not.
Hmm.
It gives you let's see what else walkthroughs about like everything like break the targets or race to the finish and all these other stuff. Like it tells you about every single game mode that this game has to offer. So it's pretty. I find it pretty all encompassing. Um, Smash 64 is basic, so there's really not a
Hmm.
whole lot to tell. Um, Honestly, like looking at it, there's not a whole lot of art to be had, and a lot of the art that you do see here, they tend to repeat it on multiple pages. Like,
Yeah.
um, they just kind of like you'll see it if I were to flip through it. I could bet you I can find it again on another page and stuff like that. So let me see if I can find one.
You know,
Uh,
it's interesting. I've showed several guides. You've shown several, and we've
there we
never
go.
had have never had. Oh, there. Yep. We've never said that a strategy guide hasn't been worth it to get. Like it may be something that doesn't compute in today's world, but I've used all the strategy guides except for the Black Ops 2 one. They've never not been worth it. Even now, I do appreciate having it open. Um, like I'm trying to do a retrospective for Bat and Kaitos, but trying to find a guide for that is a little tough. But I do appreciate it. The physical flipping the page to go, okay, where do I need to reference instead of watching a video of somebody who may not know either.
Yep. Oh, by the way, I just found this. Like, it tells you all the Pokemon that are in the Pokeballs in Smash Bros. In
Oh
Smash
wow,
64. So interesting. That's a good one.
I
Yeah,
love the
they
colors.
tend to be all encompassing, I would say.
Mm,
With Melee, there was more to tell. So they did this thing where they walk you through all like the game's modes and stuff like that. And let me see here. Let's see if I can find a character one. So oh, each character gets a page. Okay, so
mm-hmm.
instead of multiple pages, you just sort of like cram everyone into a page. But basically, there's the moves. Like this is the character, the little description and stuff like that.
I love
Looks like
that.
they give you tips for everything. So yeah, and this one's Young Link over here. So it's again, it's pretty all encompassing. I think that one of the things that okay, so he tells you how to unlock them, their first appearance, their bio, tips for playing as them. Okay, so one of the things that I would say is these guides.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I find that they're written by the people that are obviously playing these games in advance,
Yes.
and these guide makers, they aren't like pro players. So
No.
what happens they tend to get a lot of things wrong. Like case
Oh
in point
no.
was Brawl, which by the way, this is still sealed. I never opened it. So
I-
uh
She's shiny.
so I'm not gonna open it here obviously on
No.
camera. I want to keep it like nice and pretty like
Yes.
but
Lick it all you want.
I did watch a YouTube video about somebody flipping through it, and he was reading it out.
Mhm.
They made like an unofficial tier list within the guide itself, like who are the stronger ones and like who are the best characters, and they severely underrated Meta Knight, who was the single best character in the game and stuff like that. It's like their opinion at the time,
Yeah,
and so yeah, like it's just like an opinion at the time. So it's like you're not going to get the actual factuals when it comes to like competitiveness and stuff like that.
that's also got to
Uh,
be a part of why we don't have strategy guides much anymore. Because even if it's like Outriders, it's still got DLC months later.
yes,
So that would make a strategy guide like invalid. So I think there's a lot of factors into why they're not around, but I didn't think of that before.
yeah. As a matter of fact, these next two Smash games they had DLC, and those DLC characters aren't part of it.
That's
This is
crazy.
Smash Four. This is Smash for Wii U. It's the hardcover version. There were paperback versions, but I didn't want them. Um, this came with a bookmark, by the way. Very dope here.
Oh, that
Uh,
is cool.
Smash Wii U bookmark. And these things actually came with a digital code. I'm not gonna show it here, but
No,
there's a digital code about to download the digital version of it, which I never redeemed. Which now that Primo doesn't necessarily exist, I'm not even sure if I could redeem it even if I wanted to.
you can
But yeah,
still get e-guides and they do sell their older guides, but yeah, I don't know. I'm curious
hmm, I
if
lied. It
there's
came with two
ooh,
bookmarks.
that's cool. I love a
um,
good bookmark. I know I'm
yes.
a nerd, but I love a good book.
Let's see here again. Um, it's more of the same. Trying to look for like something good. Okay, so this one, every character looks like they get, like they get 4 pages. Okay, every character gets 4 pages dedicated to them. And
Yeah, damn, that's a lot.
I'm gonna just take this bookmarks and let them
Oh,
fall out. Okay, all right. So yeah, 4 pages. So it literally like spreads everything out. It shows you their character. It looks like I guess is their bio. Let me see here. Yeah, their bio, their alternate skins, and every single move with a screenshot. Instead of just
Jesus.
telling you the move, it's going to show you how the moves look like. And then the next page, it gives you more moves and a whole page right here on this side right here. This whole section is a written description about how to use them effectively, like a strategy.
See, I like that. Make it worse, because let's be honest, strategy guides are not cheap. Most of them are 30 to $40 or more even. So make it worth my while. Give me the deets.
Yep. Let's see here. Again, this strategy guide seems to go over every single like game mode that there is. Um, so one of the things that I did like about it, and I'll go ahead and I'll just bring up the next one here, the final one, which was like the hardcover special edition for Smash Ultimate.
Oh
Um,
yeah. Sorry.
so I like that in Smash Ultimate, it's got like this the
That's a
everyone is
thick
here.
boy.
I know it's really heavy.
You could beat
Um,
somebody
ag-
with that.
again, digital code, which I never redeemed. But
Boy.
one of the things that I did like about this particular guide is,
Hmm.
do you remember when I did the fighting game episode with you
Hmm.
and I gave you like the terminology and you had to guess what it means, and
Yeah,
I
that
gave you
was
the
fun.
definitions and stuff like that? So Smash has its own glossary, have its own terminologies, and some of them are fighting game terminology that just came over, right?
Hmm.
But in this Smash Ultimate book, it has literally the terminology of Smash and its
Oh,
definitions.
okay. Smash
Like,
out here
look,
being fancy.
look, see, like it just goes and like it
That's
just
a
keeps going.
thick book. Holy
It's
shit.
it's got like it's got literally every glossary from alphabetized like A to Z. Like if
Oh
you
my
want to know
god,
what the
no.
definition of something is, you can look it up.
I almost want to buy the guide just for that. Damn.
So and then like here's the thing.
Mm.
This strategy guide here was the last thing Prima published before they went out of business.
Damn, 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 damn. If you'll, we've referenced them several times. I'm gonna go to their website right quick here. So this is their eGuys website. Let me just look something up so we're not sitting at a white screen.
Yeah,
Prima
I'm still flipping through
Games.
pages, by the way, and there's still the glossary isn't over yet.
Jesus
Like
Christ.
holy shit. I'm in the W's now, so it's towards the end. But like I just gotta say, like, I appreciate that they went out of their way to like it's at the beginning. By the way, it's one of the very first pages, by the way. I appreciate that they went out of their way to like make this the most all-encompassing thing you can if you want to get into competitive Smash Ultimate, this is a good start because
Mm-hmm.
if you don't know anything about the game, if you don't know what, bear means or what it is, then you can look
Mm-hmm.
up what bear is and it'll tell you what it is. It gives you all the abbreviations, all the things that the Smash culture came up with.
Mm-hmm.
I like that they're so all encompassing. So that way, whenever like when my nephew wanted me to teach him how to play Smash, like for
Mm-hmm.
real, I'm like, here's this book here, and then he
Yeah.
obviously didn't like that
Of course not.
because he's like, why are you giving me a book? Like, show me how to play, and I'm like, you need to
You
start
have to
here.
learn.
And then he's like, no, and then he never got into it. But uh, so yeah, but like I wanted him to like know here's like a very general glossary of terms that you should probably know, and this is a good starting point.
Yeah.
uh, but he just wanted me to just show him combos or something like that. I'm like, you don't just start doing stuff like
No.
that.
If you want to
um,
respect the art, you gotta start at the beginning.
yeah. By the way,
Mm.
like, okay, looks like every character gets one, two, three, four, five pages to
Jesus.
themselves. And by the way, look at this. First off, like, I like that their first page right here is like this badass. Like, everyone has like
Pose.
their own badass like art, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, they have like an overview of like of their character, like how they play. And one of the things that I do appreciate is that the it's gonna be hard to see here, but I'm gonna try to show it. But like every single that you can
It's
see how
color
like
coded.
they're no like their character portraits
All on the
are
side.
like
That's a
they're
lot of attention to detail and a lot of good printing. Because that's not easy.
like yeah,
That's
so
cool.
like you can see it like they're all like they're this is the most quality thing ever, like straight up. Like I can't gush about it enough, but this is a really good one. This is like a magnum opus of where you want to end. Like if you're gonna go out, you're gonna go out on top, make the most quality thing ever. And it's Smash Ultimate is essentially like a celebration of gaming. And
Mm-hmm.
with all of these all these franchises represented under one banner, what great way to like a
Mine as
magnum
well.
opus.
Let's see. I want the hardcover. $50 for the collectors. That one. 50,
Okay, fair enough.
60, 62. And this is also Canadian prices. So that's 30. $10 cheaper is usually what you take off the price for Canadian stuff.
Mm.
Not bad. Still holds its value. And from what you told me, you're getting your money's worth out of it.
Yeah, I definitely do like that one a lot. And when I threw like a Smash Bros party once, and what I did was like I have every game complete in box, right? Including this N64. And so like having like the games, like I had like a showpiece,
Hmm.
where all of the games are right next to each other, in like as well as like the strategy guides behind them, and it would just
Hmm.
like it looks beautiful, like
God.
chef kiss.
So the reason why we decided to talk about this today was because we were reminiscing on Prima the other week. And
Hmm.
for those that don't know and maybe haven't known, uh, Prima Games is still around, technically. But Prima
Mm,
Guides was the, if you wanted a quality, it was between Brady Games and Prima Games. They made some of the best strategy guides you could get of all time. They were amazing, and they shut down in 2019. where they provided online only. You can still get their e-guides, but it's just not the same, you know. Half of the guides I think we showed today are Prima games or Brady games,
Hmm.
and they were just like the pinnacle. And people wish they would come back, but I also see why they can't because we've talked about it. Half of the guides now would be invalidated in 6 months with the way DLC works or things work. So Prima was the shit. They were in business for 32 years and then shut down. 32 years, my god.
Man, it's like I don't know. It's like when newspapers are like struggling to keep up with like newspaper, or like keeping up with online newspapers, essentially. I don't know.
It's sad to see. I also understand it, but it is sad to see. And before we head on out and I show you this final book, I also want to give you guys, if you don't want physical, besides the Internet Archive, there's tons of good places. Chakalaka brought this bad boy up, Game Facts. I've used this several times. Let me think of. There was a game I had to play recently. I did a retrospective on it, Cold Fear.
Hmm.
And the guide is from 2005, if I'm not mistaken. The last one was 2013, but 2006, 7, and 5. And this
There we
is
go. That's what I'm talking about right there.
this is
The
the
table of
old
contents.
school. They would give you everything, and then you'd have to go through. And a lot of this stuff on the is not clickable, so you have to scroll through to find where you are,
Yeah,
read.
infinite scrolling.
I mean,
Yes.
just look at the little how small this little scroll bar is compared. And this is the entire thing of the game. This is how it was.
Somebody had to type all that up, by the way. I just want to let you know that
Yes.
was a lot of effort. And then also, there's no freaking pictures. Like, there's no annotated, like, cool, like, little graphic stuff. It's
Nope.
like quaint and basic, but also like endearing.
It really is. That's why I kind of like let me see Final Fantasy like 9 or something. Final Fantasy 7. I really love this cuz it just brings back a time of it doesn't exist anymore. Let's go to the earliest one. 1997 somebody wrote out a walkthrough.
Oh,
So
wow.
this is version 1.06 of Final Fantasy, made in 1997. This is internet
Holy sh-
history. Look, oh my god.
I can literally like
Detention.
just blow the dust off of that screen right now. Like,
Right? I'm
like
feeling
I just want to go blow
dusty.
when then just dust just comes flying out.
Like the scroll bar is so small.
Oh my god.
This is every single thing you can do. And this is probably 100% walkthrough too. And then at
Yeah.
the end, yeah, it breaks down what all the materia are, what the attacks probably are. This is the old school days. And I miss
I
these
love
days almost.
I love like the way they make like charts or like tables like with like characters and stuff like that. They're like it's the
Had to do it
dash
the old
symbols.
way.
Yeah, it's the dash symbol and stuff like that. Like I can see that they're just instead of a line, it's literally like underscore 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 like or something
And
or
it's held
something
up
like
in
that.
the way we, you know,
Formatted.
yep.
Yeah.
So GameFAQs IGN is another great one that has a lot of
IGN
guides.
IGN wikis, yeah.
YouTube, if you like video stuff. Game Pressure, I don't even know if Game Pressure is around anymore. NeoSeeker for sure. I've used NeoSeeker several times. It's a great website, but also just like Bullet Paradise Killer. Oh, somebody hasn't made a walk. Oh, yes, there is a walkthrough. But like, I love it because it's the pictures. It shows you exactly. This is the digital version of what we just talked about. All of that tonight, and I love. I miss the good old days of this stuff. I'm old too. Not as old as Chakalaka though. Steam guides for this is in your Steam. There's people that will make guides in Steam for the games, and you can just, was it Control Tab and pull up Steam, and Gamepedia and Gamer Guides is another one, and
You
all
know,
of this is free resources. Hmm?
I just thought about this, but like now the game developers can make their own guides within the game because I just talked about in my reviews for like Deathloop and Ghostwire Tokyo, but like the PlayStation 5 has like a card system, and in the card system you can put in hints and tutorials and stuff like that. You don't even have to pull up YouTube anymore. Like you don't have to have your phone out. You can just literally pull it up within the OS, and it has video walkthroughs and text
That's cool.
hints built within the game as long as the developers program it.
That's so cool.
I mean,
Like,
like it's ridiculous.
just not everybody. There's a guy. I think it's Daryl. No, it's not Daryl Talk Psychology, but there's this guy that he had his wife play games, and she has never played video games like he did. So he's like, it was interesting to see the divide of somebody who grew up playing video games, where we naturally know to go to the right of a screen as soon as we're on screen, and she
Right.
didn't know that, or that A or X is jump immediately, and just the difference is some. If I can remember the channel, I'll drop it in the description. Just the difference of, we are really a unique bunch as gamers to have grown up playing games, because we think of things very differently. There's a We go into the world where we go touch grass, and there's a, like on a brick wall where they've replaced the bricks, and the bricks are a little darker, a little lighter. It's like, I bet you that's a secret door. That's a hidden hallway. That's what I think, at least, because I'm also 12. Can't help myself.
Yeah, I was playing like New Super Mario Brothers like multiplayer, like you know how you can do like four players at once.
Mm-hmm.
And I was when we were playing the game for the first time, like blind playthrough or whatever, I was collecting all of like the secret hidden stars that are buried or hidden in the level. And they're like, "How do you know it's there?" And I'm like, "I don't know.
Because I just know.
I just know. Like I just know how Nintendo designs their level. When I see a little gap, it's a hidden wall, you know, like it's a secret wall or whatever."
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just see those little small little tickers and I'm like, "Okay, there. Go explore there." And then everyone's just going to go right past it.
Yeah. Because you're smart, and you just, video gamers, man. We know shit. And
Yeah.
this book is a near and dear to me, and it's probably going to get brought up when we do concept art, because I do want to talk about concept art. Just, I'm trying to finish our Tomb Raider stuff, because we might have a three-parter on that one, and I'm really hoping not, but it's going to get a lot worse before it gets better. Um so this is an art book technically, and it's probably one of my most prized possessions. It sits at the back, dusty and away, because I don't want things to happen to it. But it is
Mm,
the Skyrim Collector's Edition art book.
damn.
And
Oh
this
man, is
book,
that some scuffs there right there? I see scuffs.
that's actually put on the book. It's a soft, like, it has a layer between
Oh.
it. It's like foam in between here,
Oh, okay.
which is a little weird, but it's like a leather texture, and it's got
That is
scratched on it
fancy.
for foam. And I got it for $40, but this is probably a $300 book. Easy.
That's right. You told me the story. Oh my god, you told
Mm.
me off camera, and I was super jealous of. It might have been either
It's
off camera or on camera, but like, I was like, God damn.
it's got all the art of the games in there, all Skyrim stuff. It's an impressive book, and I do pull this out to do concept art references, but it is so amazing, because you're like, I know these areas, but they look so different in the game. And people actually used this book to make their mods to make Skyrim look like what it was supposed to. Clothing,
Damn.
like, tons of stuff in here. If you can, this might actually be on Internet Archive. Let's see, Internet Archive. What you doing out here, Internet Archive? Looking sexy.
I wonder if Google image search ruined art books as well, or if they're gonna ruin art books.
Um, I
You're
don't
gonna
think
have like
so,
high
because,
quality, like res PDF, like whatever.
yeah.
I don't know.
Um, who's that? GOG gives away their some art books, because I have like a vampire art book, but I spelled book wrong. But what they don't, no, they don't have it on here. What they don't do is put the whole art book up. Like, I have
Hmm.
like the vampire one, but it's 30 images, whereas I think the full art book is over 100 or something for all the concept art. So they find a way to make you kind of get the physicals, but it is what it is. And I
Hmm.
appreciate the person that I was like, "Do you know how expensive this book is?" And they're like, "I don't care. I don't really want it anymore." I was like, "Give it to me, please. Thank you."
Here is my my Super Mario Brothers Encyclopedia. It is an art book of Mario. It is
He's handsome.
it encompasses like art from every mainline Mario game.
Jesus Christ,
So
man.
um, there's like a little bit of like a chronology of every Mario release to date at the time of the book's publishing. Um, I love these art these
That's
of
cute as
all the
shit.
characters. And let's see here. What else is there? Let me just flip through it. I'm gonna see if I find anything interesting. Oh, they dedicate pages of art to I guess I guess every single game. So with a like a little like story. Oh, it literally has a summary of the story of every game, like of this
Aw,
particular game. And I'm
that's
like,
kind of
they're all the
cute.
same. They're all the same though. Let me
Yeah,
see.
but there's people that don't know.
Wow, they are like literally going over every course and every item within one game.
Oh wow,
Now, oh, like there we go. Like I'm flipping through like all
Galaxy
of
is the
these
shit.
like this is these I'm guessing. Oh look, they color coded it by the way. Like
Oh yeah,
so like you see how there's a purple border.
yeah.
That's all for Galaxy. This red border is for New Super Mario Brothers Wii, and let's see, this blue border is for Galaxy One. Let's see, yellow border is for New Super Mario Brothers.
I love that shit. Oh, I love that shit. Mm, it's not cheap
New
to
Super
do it
Mario
either.
New Super Mario Brothers DS. So like
Hmm.
they basically have whole sections that are dedicated to specific games. And I'm looking at it like so the first page is obviously like your big like cover art.
Hmm.
And then oh look, it's even got like how it looks like on the DS or
Oh, that's cool.
packaging, the packaging and stuff.
Oh, that's
But
cool. I want.
we got a description of the story of the game. Let's see here. Let me see what else we got. Features, mini games, characters, power ups, levels, like all of the levels, like
Oh
they
wow.
don't and enemies and
Holy
the
crap.
levels. Like they put a lot of detail into this. So courses. Oh yeah, here is it. These are the courses right here.
That's the
Like
thing.
World One.
Nintendo not gonna waste your time
Yeah,
or your money.
like all the World Ones, World Six, everything. Like I'm just looking at it, and they are just going out of their way to like show you all the goods. Let me go to the beginning here, because I want to see how they did like the first game. So let's do Super Mario Brothers One. Let's go. Okay. Uh-huh. 85. Let's see. All right. What the hell? Is it this? Okay. Okay. So they had 17 titles at the time. So I'm guessing this is the very first page. So it's got like
Oh my
a little
god.
roadmap of all of them. And I think the colors match their color coding, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken. So like the red match that. So like I like the consistency. I like the attention to detail.
Yes, because that is
Um,
something that can totally be overlooked, but they nailed that.
all right. So this is I guess they use this for the first ever Super Mario Brothers right here. So if it's you got the NES
This is so cute.
box art, the kind of instruction manual. Um, so let's see how they do it. Let's see, because they don't have a lot. I'm pretty sure they don't have a whole lot to work with.
Hmm.
But yeah, okay. So with this one, they have like their cartoony art next to their sprites.
That's so cute.
I don't know if you can see it.
Oh my god, that's so cute.
Let's see here. We got the worlds, we got the items, special features like they give you the secret clouds and stuff like that. They give you hints about the warp zone. Okay, that's pretty fair. I guess
Yeah,
they do pad it. They try to keep it up or keep up with the other games and stuff like that. So it's like it's not short. It doesn't feel like they're short shrifting them. But yeah, like I will say I do appreciate that they went out of their way to show like all of the goods and stuff like that. Look at all the stamps that you can collect in Super Mario 3D World.
they really packed that book full.
Yeah.
They're
So
like, you're
yeah,
gonna get
this
your
one
money's worth.
and my last art book, and this is the heaviest book I have.
Oh
It's
dear.
the Breath of the Wild art book. It is. it is super heavy. Like, oh my god, it is so big. And that's what she said. Uh, this is literally all an art book, and I don't understand how they did this because, like, it's not a walkthrough, it's not a strategy guide. It is literally an art book. So,
It's 433 pages.
uh, it is so heavy. Like my arm, getting an arm workout right now. But
He, he's strong.
oh, look, you're flipping through the pages. I see you. I see you flipping through those
I didn't
pages.
think it would be on Internet Archive, but it is.
Yeah. So, like, there we go.
Jesus.
They
That's
are very much like focusing on like big picture. Like, oh my god, look how beautiful this stuff is. By the way.
that's so gorgeous. Look at him
Um,
swimming with his little face over the water. Oh,
oh my god. Oh,
that's cute.
see, like I, I don't know how I feel about this one because like it is so heavy, but like these things are like full page, 2 page like artworks. Like it
Because they
is like
probably did thousands of pieces of concept art for the game.
yeah, like you can
That's
see
probably
how like
everything ever made.
they're s- they're sketching them and stuff like that. And yeah, oh there you go. You're on the same page as I am.
I'm trying to keep
But
up.
there we go.
Yeah, like full page.
Yeah, let me see here. Oh, I love this one right here. This is like the NES. I don't know if you've seen no the that one on the top right is the NES like remake. It's if you look at
Oh,
the NES Zelda and
hmm.
there's a art in the instruction manual and there's a photograph that looks just like that with NES Link crouching over a mountain like that.
Aw. Did this come out?
So
This came out after the game was already out, right?
yes, that's
So they
correct.
probably did what the 20th anniversary Tomb Raider did is took a bunch of fan art and slapped it in here. Because I could see some of this is official, but some of this definitely looks like fan art.
Yeah, I just turned to a random page here.
Oh
Uh,
wow, the bunny mask was that was a lot to look at.
oh, it's even got like DLC costumes, by the way. That's
Oh wow,
interesting. I'm looking at it. So it came out after the DLC came out. But yeah, I don't know what else to look at. I'm just sort of just scrolling through and looking at it, but um okay, surprisingly not just an art book, but I'm seeing a lot of text here and I'm not quite sure what it's trying to explain or what is the point of it. I didn't think it was a strategy guide. Oh, it is a bit of a strategy guide. It tells you the final battle. Look, it's
oh
got the
shit.
final battle. I'm guessing it tells you. Let me see. Let me just skim through it.
Probably how
Uh,
they did it and what was the motivation behind the colors and all that.
maybe. But yeah. So some okay. There actually is some notes and stuff like that on here. I've never looked through it and stuff like that. Like this is one of those books that I do like to keep very virgin.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so this is probably like the most I've ever manhandled my books. By the way, on
Manhandle
camera.
those books, boy.
But
Manhandle
yeah,
it.
that is probably like one of I'd say one of my I don't know between this one and Smash Ultimate, those are one of my better buys. I appreciate these things. I like them. I like them a lot, especially with an amazing ass 10 out of 10 game that is Breath of the Wild. It's so worth.
I love that shit too. Like, and you know that you're an extreme fan if you're getting it, so it's going to retain its value instead of like a mass produced. I mean, it is mass produced, but like comparatively to a Madden strategy guide.
Yes, I would imagine like there's probably less of these printed than there were like I don't know a Madden strategy guide.
Oh, I would hope so. Because it's not cheap. I see Pantone colors in there, which are always make the prices more expensive. Full on
Mhm.
concept art and fan art that they have probably had to. Yes, you're buying the service once you contract a freelancer out, but you also might you have to pay royalties on some of the stuff depending on the contracts you work out. So this is not cheap to do.
Yeah. Oh, those are some test designs for the Koroks because the bottom right, that's not how Koroks look like in the game. They tend to look
No.
like the ones in the middle, like the middle green one.
Yeah,
Uh,
little typical
yeah.
Korok.
So I'm guessing that these are like early like concepts that like maybe we got to go with that design, but like let's not. Let's they passed on those designs. But yeah, interesting that there's like a how do you call it? It's always interesting because you always see like the final product, but you don't ever see how they got there. You don't see the
Yeah,
first draft, the rough drafts or whatever like that, you know. So interesting.
I that's why I love these books, because you never know, and unless you're really
Wow.
looking for it, you'll never know. Let me
Yeah,
see
he's
if I can
changed.
jump
The
to it.
character design has changed for these characters, by the way. That is interesting.
So it's
Some
so
things ended up in the
pretty.
final product, some things didn't.
Mm-hmm. And when you draw something like this in the concept art, sometimes when you go to the 3D artists are amazing. They can take this and make it into something, but things conflict or time runs out. So I understand why that a lot of this stuff can't be put in there. Oh, I want to touch this
Whoa.
book now. Touch
Yeah,
it. But before I
here.
touch it,
I'll do it for you. Here, look, look.
oh, touch it. Yeah. We're not, oh, we're not being inappropriate here on Level 1 Gaming. No. We don't act like sussy bakas. I can't believe I just said that.
Here,
Okay.
here, here. Here's Link. Here's Link
Look.
naked.
Oh, Link. I like watching speedruns where he's fully naked and they're just. Speedruns are always fun.
You know, like in the in this Link in this form, like when like girl characters see him, when you talk to like NPCs that are girl characters, they will like cover their eyes and like like
Oh, that's so
you know.
cute. That's so cute, but not as cute as Shakalaka. Am I right? Everybody else, the king and queen of Level 1 Gaming, are here. And we've talked a bit about some strategy guides.
And some art
Well,
books just for good measure.
yeah, we'll definitely bust the art books out again when we talk about concept art. But like I said, that is going to take a while to do because that is pulling from tons of places to talk about concept art. Um, I love you guys so much for hanging with us, whether you're watching now or later. If you want to see more of us, we're always here every Tuesday. Tomorrow, 2XP. I think it's episode 200.
200. 200's
Yeah,
tomorrow. It's gonna
yeah,
be the big celebration. Yes.
it's gonna be crazy. After that, take two. Hopefully, if there's enough topics to cover. Sunday, Sunday, Star-Crossed Gamers. Monday, 15 Minutes of Fame. And then you come back next week for the next part of the Nintendo Directs standing
We're gonna-
series that we have. I'm
The Nintendo
excited.
Switch, it's like
Mm-hmm.
the big like splash. So yeah, we
Mm-hmm.
got a lot to talk about there.
We certainly do. I love you guys. I'm the floor hugger. You can find me everywhere. I will be here chilling with you, rocking with you. And you can find my co host Chakalaka everywhere as well. But what do you have for the people this week?
Uh, Check out Ready Press Play. It's going to be out on this Friday, and we're going to talk about. We did a thing last year where we drafted like developers for like a fantasy football league, and we're going to
Mm-hmm.
reveal the results of who had like the better year in terms of Metacritic. Publisher
Okay.
dominated. So it's gonna have a fun time on that one. And then we'll be back next week on Ready Press Play with a regularly scheduled episode as well. So we're doing some cool new things there.
Can't wait to see it, hear it, and all that gloriousness. Again, thank you for rocking with us. This has been Cogs in the Machine, episode 30, talking about some good old strategy guides. Make sure to like, follow, subscribe, Level 1 Gaming. Get all your gaming news from Level 1 Gaming and stay tuned for any reviews that may be happening out there. And any news, I know there might be a music review or two coming up soon. I've been a little behind on K-pop stuff, but I'm trying to get back into it. I love you guys. And we'll see you guys next week. Bye, guys.
Sarang